Hey friends, it's Victoria, and today's video is going to be a little different than the other videos I've been doing. It's not going to be so much on a piece of gear or a review or comparison, anything like that. It's actually going to be a informational video on the difference between audio and MIDI. I know a lot of you guys already know what the difference is, but I didn't want to ignore the people out there who may want to be getting into MIDI world but may not exactly know where to start. They may be intimidated by it. It sounds like it's super duper high tech, and I mean, depending on the use, it can be. But if you're just out to make some music and have some fun with your software instruments or your module, then MIDI really isn't too complicated. So I'm trying to just do a quick video on the differences and trying to make it in simple terms. That way, it's not taking up your whole life. And I think I have a good way of explaining it. So just real basic information first that you should know. MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface, and basically put, it is a message that your controller is sending to your software or to your module. There's a bunch of different types of controllers out there, keyboard controllers, guitar types of controllers, even wind controllers. So all you need is really one of those and something to run the sound, because these devices do not have their own sound because they're sending a MIDI message. MIDI messages are basically a number between 0 and 127, so a total of 128 values. And each note on your keyboard has a number. Each movement on the faders and knobs that you're using, they all have a number, and it's really simple for the computer to understand, so it's super efficient. And pretty much what the message is saying is like, hey, this note or this number is being activated. They're holding it out, they're letting it go. And also for different, types of notes, it's telling the computer how hard you're pushing it. That's velocity, and we'll go more into everything a little bit later on in the video. I don't want to get into a rabbit hole here. But yeah, I'm doing it for the people who want to start doing MIDI, and I want to welcome you into MIDI world because it's so much fun. It's so flexible because it's only a message. And on that, I'll go on ahead and get it up on the computer because it's just so much easier to understand when it's being showed. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. First topic that I want to go over is audio itself. That way we have something to compare MIDI to. So audio is what you're hearing right now, me talking to you with the background noise, cars passing by, music that you hear. It's sound essentially. So that being said, it is pretty much what it is. You record a voice, you're going to get a voice in the end. You record a guitar, you're going to get a guitar in the end. So I have a little clip right here. This is what audio looks like in Ableton. So audio can be manipulated in a few different ways. Of course, you can always add effects, but that's not something that's really unique to audio because you can do that to MIDI too. But one thing you can do is mess with the pitch, like put it up an octave. Okay, we're just gonna cut that off because I know that's obnoxious, but why don't we go on ahead and hear it pitched down? And of course, you can mess with MIDI's pitch by moving the MIDI note up and down on the piano roll, but it does have a different effect. And another thing that you can do with audio that has a different effect versus MIDI is chopping it up. Now I'm overdubbing this, so I know it does not sound good, but I'm just showing you to show you. So yeah, it just sounded like I was having some CPU issues. But anyways, in the end, it is still my voice, and although it is a lot of fun to mess with the waveform, make it longer, shorter, do crazy things with it, that's all you have to work with. Okay, I'm just going to record a little bit of MIDI. So just a little Rhodesy plugin that I use on like everything because I absolutely love it. Anyways, so you can see here that it recorded the notes that I played without the actual like audio, it's just little squares. You can stretch them, you can make them really small, making them longer or shorter. You can move them anywhere on the piano keyboard, on the piano roll. So they have so much flexibility. This is the velocity of how hard I hit it. It can go up and down. It only goes to between 1 and 127 for the velocity, because if it didn't have velocity, if it was at 0, then it wouldn't have been played. But again, total of 128 values for MIDI. Now I am looking just for a different instrument to put on here so you can see that I can change it without re-recording everything. In my opinion, and I'm sure pretty much everybody else's opinion, the best thing about MIDI is that you can try out different instruments until you find the right sound. You can't quite do that with audio, unfortunately. But with audio, the benefit is that you get genuine instruments and the human behind it. So next thing I'm going to talk about is something that's a little on the unique side for Ableton. It's converting audio to MIDI, and there may be other programs that do it too. I'm not 100% certain, so don't get me lying. But this is a really useful tool if, let's say, you sing and don't play, but you have a piano part in your head that you just kind of want to sing and turn into MIDI. It does that for you, and we're going to go on ahead and hear what it did with that vocal sample. Now let's cut back to the original audio just to reference it. So you can hear I got the notes correct, so that's really cool. I haven't quite tested it in something with a more complex sound. I haven't, put a guitar in there. I've tried it with audio from a synthesizer, and it worked really well. But we're going to go on ahead and change it to something else because it's MIDI and we can. Again, Lounge Lizard, it's one of my favorites, and because we are just having fun with MIDI and we can audition whatever we want, we're just going to try it with Massive and see how it sounds. So yeah, we're using it just like it's any other MIDI track that was recorded with an MIDI controller. But again, this is derived from audio. Now, not to be confused, audio is not MIDI, and this original audio track, we can't do all the same stuff that we can with MIDI. This is something that just is a unique creative tool that I'm using within Ableton, but it's important to make sure that you know the difference. And that's all I have for you today. Again, MIDI is such an essential thing for making music now. It's a flexible tool that lets you be more creative, gives you access to sounds that you probably otherwise wouldn't be able to get access to. You don't have a full orchestra on demand, but with MIDI, you have access to those kinds of sounds. Well, that's it, guys. If you like this video and videos like it, please subscribe and share this with a friend who needs to learn about MIDI. Thanks for watching.